Hello, good evening. It is Laura from the Yarn Closet in Tucson, Arizona with my favorite little mascot, Chip. Managed to put one to sleep already today, and one is having quiet time. I have a finished object to share and some of the yarn from the other day that I did not get to. Yes, I know. Thank you. There was something in that eye. Yeah, thank you. Sadie's behind me. She might poke her head in. But here is the shawl that I was working on. I started it at the very thin side. This is partial skein of some Yowza, which is kind of DK weight. I threw in a few, it was some kind of zombie colorway, zombie prom or something. Threw in a few stripes. Then this is a castaway DK from Stranded Dye Works in England. I love Amy. And then threw in a few more of those stripes. So basically, what would my kids say in math? Oblique, obtuse, I don't know. It's thin but long with a corner here because I don't like them really wide. If I'm going to use it, I like the smaller ones because, you know, they've got enough drape. You can just whip it around, go for whatever color you want. You know, I'm not, okay, I can't see myself, guys. I can't see myself right now. I do better at the podcasting when I can see myself. But see, I think the drape is really neat. I took some pictures on my mannequin, but I don't know how they really showed up. My styling is like less than stellar. I love the feel of DK. I love the squishiness. These are just merinos. And tossing around the idea of trying to do another one or two before Christmas, because they work up relatively fast. However, I just got, there was a knit pick sale, and remember these, the cheapy needle set, $9 for like 11 needles. You know, these tips are not great because they're not sharp and there's some inconsistency. One side is sharper than the other. They're not fabulous. The whole set was $9. So I do love them, and I do love that they're not super sharp because in bags or putting working bags of yarn into other things, you know, I do worry about poking people. That's why I love Barbara from Knitting I Love's cases where you put your circulars in and the tips are protected, so you're not going to go through your bag, you're not going to accidentally poke somebody, and then you can snap it like this. And I do use some other types of needle protectors and stitch protectors. One of them that I like is this little corkscrew business. I think that was a Knit Picks purchase, especially for my sock needles. I'm not a big fan of what I like to call the licorice ones. So you can put the tips opposite or together, but they seem to stay stuck. You know, and then the good old faithful little gnome hats. But what I was saying is, you know, I really love the DK. I like the heavier weight. But I got these Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. Then I was like, why is one of them $1 more than the other on sale? if you're a new viewer, I'm legally blind. This doesn't get any better. Sometimes I wear makeup and brush my hair more. That helps a little. In just the look of it, not the functionality. One of them is superwash and one of them is not. The blue is the superwash. So I'm definitely, I got sweater quantities. Even though this stuff is toothier, I might just do something and steek it with this, just to do it. I'll probably do something in this for myself. So now I have these two sweater quantities, which I'm not in love with as much as I thought I would be. Yes, I love the colors. The colors are fabulous. It's just the feel of it. And I guess, you know, it makes sense. I'm legally blind. I like texture. I like the feel of something as much as the color. I love Yowzas because of the colors, but I also love the feel of it. You know, and then I've got these Cloudborns. They're not quite as toothy, the Highlands. And they're very plain, but I have a couple of sweater patterns that are really simple and plain. I'm concerned because most of what I've knit with is more tonal, more indie dyed, and I think that it hides, at least it hides for me, in my vision, it hides my somewhat inconsistent tension. But like I said, 2019 is the year of the sweater. It's when I'm going to do it, figure it out. I've got a couple of little kid quantities to do some small sizes. But like I said, I am really hoping that I can nail out in some of my extra library time some knitting, which is awful. I mean, I'm so lucky to have one of those jobs where, like today I had a 2.5-hour shift and I probably got a solid 40-45 minutes in little bits throughout. And that's so nice. But I have a Dreamin' Color cashmere here that I think, tell me, I mean seriously, somebody comment and tell me, because I really think there's enough in this that I could pull off. And this is an MCN. It's a brand called, or it's not an MCN, it's just an MC. It's merino cashmere. Skein, am I even getting this in? Skein is literally the name on the card. But I'm thinking those would go pretty well together for something similar to the shawl that I just made. Someone asked me if I'd written the pattern. Well, I suppose. It's actually more about the shape than the actual pattern. It's just garter stitch. Who knows? Who knows? Then, you know, some of you saw the other day, and my husband was sitting right in here near me, and that made it difficult to podcast. And I've been exhausted. I tried a new migraine medicine this week, and it was a no-go. No-go. No. But then, happy dancy, I got my red wine. From Lolo Did It. I got a sweater quantity because I love red. I love red. I look good in red. I love red. Don't tell me if I don't look good in red. What do you want? No, it's not time. It's not time. I'm podcasting, Chip. Chip, I'm podcasting. Chip, I'm podcasting. So this is one of her new, I think it's seasonal, I'm not sure. Love it, so excited. Finally got some other halves of some swaps. Got a Vivid. I'm not going to go to the effort of reading. An artistic lily with sparkle. I believe I purchased this recently. That wasn't a swap. And this is Sparkle Sock birthday cake. I don't understand who the brand is. This was off of a D stash, but it's lovely. And this was a swap, I'm pretty sure. Sock Obsession. I love this because this is very similar to some of the other aqua indie dyes that are really neat. But my really swatchy swatch, it's not the color I'm going to use, but it's the same yarn. So I'm going to go with this needle size, which is the one that's in the bag with the other ones. And I just might cast on this kid's sweater or in one of these DKs. The knit picks I just got, they say they're worsted. They seem more DK to me. Yeah, they're totally more DK. There's no way this is a worsted. But that's the deal. Who's behind me? Is somebody behind me? Somebody want to say hi? Hi. Hi. I know. I know you're such a pretty dog. I know. Hi. Well, Sadie. How does a pretty lady? Can you shake? Thank you. Do you want to go outside? I guess it's bathroom break. Have a good night.